Today's video is going to be about getting yourself a starter man. I haven't yet heard any woman talk about this, so I'm assuming that I'm the first one. I could be wrong. A lot of you who are listening to this are going to tell me this is terrible advice, but I promise you it's going to make you a much happier woman. And really, I think that a lot of you should be doing this. Take a look at men. Many of them get themselves starter girlfriends. These aren't women that these men want to marry. These aren't women that these men will go to the moon and back for. Men get starter girlfriends so that they can have constant sex. Someone to love them so they don't feel lonely. Someone they can practice on so they can be a better man for their dream woman. So why don't you women learn from men? This idea is honestly genius, and it's the reason why I love men so much. It's the reason why men truly live a better and a happier life than most of you. Most of you are literally sitting at home, constantly freestyling to find your rich provider, when it's literally the biggest waste of your time. I'm not saying that you shouldn't get a provider. I'm saying you should enjoy what you get now and continue to look for better and better. A lot of you are so hard-headed about this whole, I must get this, until then I won't settle for anything. And here you are, not speaking for all of you, but a lot of you are 70 years old with nothing but wasted time and no memories. Hear me out, I'll try to make this a bit more clear for you. I had a starter man years ago. He wasn't a loser either. He was definitely worth my time. I had so much fun with this guy. He just wasn't as successful as I'd like him to be. This unfortunately made me a little more or less, sexually attracted to him, nor did it make me want to be in any type of serious commitment with him. So, as you can tell, this guy just wasn't my dream man. He wasn't the type that would, be able to pay 100%. He didn't have everything together. He had maybe a sports car, but wow, we were so young. But listen, it depends on how old you are. Obviously, if you're in your 40s, it's not attractive to be with a guy who lives with his mom. But we're talking about me back in my 18, 19, 20, early 20s. I was okay with being with a guy who still lived with his parents, but I was always looking for better, and eventually I left him. Once I found a guy who actually had, his own place, his own car, his own everything, a good paying job, I left. But going back to this starter man, so like I said, he wasn't the type that would be able to pay for most, it was more okay, he paid for most things, and then sometimes I'd have to pay for little things like coffee or, small lunch. And to me, honestly, it was worth it because he was a lot of fun to be around. He was young, he was good looking, and he treated me amazing. He would always take me out to trips, would literally do anything I asked him to do. But still, I wanted a guy that I strongly respected. One with a home, one with a nice car, one with a good paying job, and this starter guy just wasn't it. So what did I do? I grabbed onto what I had at that time. He provided me a lot of good things. It just wasn't my dream man. Men do the exact same thing. They'll grab onto the girl who can provide them, maybe sex, maybe someone who is a good listener, who is a free therapist, and then once they find someone better, they leave. It's like when a guy buys a Honda, he likes that Honda, it gets him from A to B, but now he can afford more. He has a better paying job, now he can get a sports car, he can get his dream car, and he's gone. And that is the same thing I'm teaching women to do. I know that it doesn't sound right, and I know that if men were to listen to this, they'd be like, oh, you're terrible. How could you teach women to do this? But it's truly smart. Many men do this. In fact, I think all men do this. The ones who claim they don't, haven't had a better opportunity come into their life. And it makes sense. I don't understand why women are so against this. I don't understand why more women don't do this. A lot of you waste so much time sitting around waiting for Mr. Perfect when you can honestly just get a starter man and just slowly upgrade to a better man every time something better comes along. And please save your petty feelings. Men will leave you too if their dream woman walked in, they're gone. If a woman better than you walks in, they're gone. Why can't you do the same? Life is so short. I don't understand why you can't just enjoy it while you're alive and go out, make memories, and have fun. I remember the starter guy, he took me out on so many trips, and every time I would add it on my social media, on my stories or on pictures, obviously I never added his face or anything, but people were always curious, who is this man? Who are you with? And other men would constantly be questioning it, are you in a relationship? Are you with someone? They start seeing that there's a guy in the picture because they see a hand. And I promise you, guys actually wanted to do even more for me because they started to think that maybe there's another man who's doing more than they are. And it was so much fun for me. Like, I was not, I'm telling you, in the past, I used to be one of those women. I understand why women think this way, because I used to be like that, where I was like angry and bitter, and I was like, I must get this dream man, and until then, I'm not settling. I'm not gonna go waste my time on anybody. If I hang out with somebody who's not giving me this, then it's gonna lower my energy, and I'm gonna start, only accepting less, and so on and so forth. But really, I'm telling you, and I promise you, I've realized how much anger and stress this cost me because I was not getting my goal. And the idea is that to get your goal or your dream man, it takes time. It takes small little steps. Eventually you will get there. But you can't just expect it overnight unless you're extremely lucky. Yeah, I wasn't extremely lucky. So that's what I did. I ended up realizing, and I'm telling you, because I became this super angry and stressed person because I was not getting that dream man, literally what happened, like, I got so much acne, and I did not understand. I ended up realizing afterwards that it was because of stress, and I'm telling you that my acne actually went away when I got myself a starter man. I know this sounds crazy. I swear I'm not making this up. When I got myself a starter man, he actually made me like so happy because it was just so much fun. Like, he was this super funny guy, super fun guy. We would go on trips. I would see so many things. Like, it was just so much fun, and I ended up realizing that it was because of stress. It was because my mind was so stuck on this one thing. And don't get me wrong, even when I was with the starter man, I knew this was not the man I'm settling down for. Just like men who look at women and know, I like you, I'll be in a relationship with you, but I'm gone as soon as I find something better, as soon as I become someone better. I did the exact same thing with this guy. I was like, I'm gone. Once it's my time, once I find something better, I'm gone. Unless this potential happened to be even better, then of course I would have stayed, but like, he wasn't, and I still had fun. I had so many good memories. Like, I'm telling you, truly, this was like my biggest life changer, and like, I'm telling you, I think a lot of women need to get themselves a starter man, because so many of you women are so stressed and so mad that you're not finding this dream man because you think it's supposed to happen like overnight, when you can honestly just get yourself a starter man, go out, have fun, and then once a better man comes in, you leave. Look at this as in, when you want a job, for example, like, obviously we all want how do I explain this? We all want to be the CEO, okay? But you're not just gonna get there unless you're lucky. You might get lucky if maybe somebody from your family has a business, or maybe your man has his business and makes you the CEO. But like, if you don't have that luck, what do you have to do? You're gonna have to study a lot. You maybe have to go to school. Then you're gonna have to work at a job where it's paying you less, but slowly, with time, you're taking on every opportunity that you get, and eventually you get to that place that you want to be in. And it's the same example. Some women get lucky. Sometimes some women are just in the right place at the right time and they find that dream man. But why are you sitting here waiting, thinking that you're gonna be one of those women? We don't know how life is going to work, so just grab onto every single opportunity that you get. And once you get better and better and better, you leave and you go to better. You treat this like this is the mentality you're supposed to have towards everything. Men, jobs, life opportunities, anything, like events, I don't care. Go for better and better and better. Don't allow these people to stop you and be like, oh, that's selfish and you shouldn't be like this. Don't ever play fair. Okay, this world doesn't care about fair. Think about you. Think about what will make your life better. What will make your next generation better. If you plan to have kids. Don't be one of them, well, I'm nice and I'm gonna... No, nice people don't win. All these people that you see that are successful, that are getting the most, they're nice, maybe, yeah? But they know that if a better opportunity comes, I'm gone. And you should always work on yourself too, don't get me wrong. Yeah, it's not nice to think that a man is gonna leave you just because a better woman walks in. But that's why you should be continuing to work on yourself. That's the whole point in this world, is that we constantly want to be better. We want to become better personality-wise. We want to become better, physically, looks, everything. Everything, you should just always think of, how can I make this better and better and better and better? You're never gonna be at a spot where you're gonna say, okay, I'm enough and I'm happy. Even if you make millions of dollars, you're still not gonna tell yourself, oh yeah, I'm happy. No, you're gonna want more. And you should constantly work on yourself and grab onto every good opportunity that comes your way. Because if you don't grab onto it, another woman will. And seriously, a lot of you can use this and get yourself a starter man, especially if you're like a sugar baby who constantly goes out with ugly old men. Sometimes you just want something you can look at that doesn't walk around with a cane and a stinky breath. I'm dead serious about this video. Please stop listening to women saying that you're worth less if you're with a younger guy that doesn't have it all together, or that you're worth less if you're with a guy that even makes you pay sometimes. If you have fun with that guy and there's some kind of benefit, keep him as a starter man. If this is the best guy that you can get at the moment, grab onto him, keep him as a starter man. As long as it's not affecting you, as long as like a lot of money isn't coming out of you, as long as if you pay sometimes you feel like it's worth it, that's the only way I would say stay with him and grab onto him. If it's not worth it, don't even bother. A starter man is a man that you can look at and you say, it's worth it if I pay sometimes. It's worth it to be with him because I have fun and I can look at him and he's attractive and so on and so forth. Don't be grabbing onto a starter man that you can't even stand. A starter man is a guy, I can stand you, I love being with you, but you're not my dream man. You can't provide me the life that I want. You're not 100% what I want. So I will keep you around because you're the best that I can get. And once I find something better, I'm gone. By no means should you be sitting at home completely alone just because your dream man hasn't showed up. Nor should you always have to suffer to go out with dates with these old stinky men that disappoint you at the end of the day. Really enjoy your life. It's so short. I promise you. You will regret if you're going to constantly sit there thinking, I'm not going anywhere until I find Mr. Perfect. Have yourself a starter man that you enjoy being with, that benefits you. And then on the side, continue to date other men. And once better comes, you're gone. And please, don't get yourself some loser. Please, don't get someone that makes you do 50-50 or one that just sleeps with you, because that's not a benefit. A starter man is one that will spend money on you, will take you out on trips, one that is attractive enough for you to look at, one that you can actually enjoy being with. That's a starter man. Not some complete broke loser that only comes over to sleep with you. You need to benefit in some way from a starter man. And then when a better man comes, you leave. And I know that some women will go off and say that some women easily catch feelings, or what if she sleeps with the guy and it makes her catch feelings. If you easily catch feelings, you have a lot of work to do because you're not going to go far in this game. If you catch feelings just from sleeping around, you have a lot of work to do. Look at prostitutes. They sleep around with many men. You don't see them catching feelings for their clients. So why are you catching feelings for men? Just because you slept with him. A starter man isn't a man you sleep around with easily. You can make him invest in you. Only if you want to sleep with him, you can, right? I mean, it's by choice. Do whatever you want. But just make sure that this doesn't turn into a relationship, nor make sure that you just don't end up catching feelings for this guy. Because just like men, your mind needs to be on the goal. You want the dream man, not the starter man. If you do end up getting into a relationship with this guy, with the starter man, make sure when you leave him that you have a good reason on why you're leaving him, so that he doesn't see it as cheating. Okay, make sure that you hide the new man for a while before you actually have him kind of exposed, because you want to make sure that you continue to have a good rep, right? You don't want a man to actually know that he's a starter man, just like a man is never going to let a girl know that she was a starter woman, because women will not react well if they find out that they're the starter woman. Anyways, I think I've honestly said everything I want to say. I know that all these hypergamy women will say don't listen to her, it will lower your value, it will make you basically settle for less, but really it won't. It's like stairs. Really, hypergamy channels teach you to put makeup on and find a provider and continue to look for him and to not settle for less. I'm here to tell you to just, yes, find a provider that you'll actually like, but it'll take time. Unless you're an incredibly lucky person and you happen to be at the right place at the right time. So honestly, instead of wasting so much time waiting and looking for the dream man, stop being angry and bitter and alone. Grab onto the best man you can that actually benefits you, yeah? And, you can just continue to search for your better man. It doesn't have to be, you don't have to be sitting at home waiting. You don't have to constantly go freestyling and waiting. You have a man on the side, a side man, or basically same thing as a side chick, and you continue to look for better. If you're someone that feels completely fine and happy alone, then this video is obviously it's not for you. But at the end of the day, like, we're humans. It's not normal for us to be alone, which is why men have starter girlfriends and why we should have starter men. Life is too short for you to not go and enjoy it to its fullest. Grab onto every opportunity and just continue to grab to every better opportunity that comes your way. And no, having a stutter man won't affect your dating pool. It's not hard to hide your stutter man from this world. Some of you honestly just act like you're living in a village. Like, oh, what if they find me with my stutter man? You're not living in a village. And honestly, even if they do, okay, even if they do find you with your stutter man, if people see you two together, at least they're gonna see you with somebody attractive, okay? And if they ask you who this guy is, let them know. Oh, this guy, he's my friend. You're gonna benefit from that too, because as soon as the guy hears that you friend zoned him, that you're telling your friends that he's just a friend, he's only gonna want you more. Trust me. Anyways, I think that's all that I had to say today. If there's anything else that you want me to add on, fix, talk about, definitely let me know. And yeah, love you all.